Mi nombre es Marce, and my mommy, can you time me? Can anyone time me? 20 minutes? Okay. My mommy gave me my name, and Mar from the ocean, and Ce because her name is Cecilia. I moved to the United States in 1998. I am from Colombia. And even though Colombia is now happening, like you should go to Colombia, back then it wasn't the Colombia that is now. It was dangerous, and there was something called La Vaca. But it wasn't La Vaca from the Dominican song, La Vaca. No. It was money that the guerrilla, the armed people in Colombia, was asking all the people that had businesses to protect them. But then when my father, my adopted father, when he decided not to pay it anymore, they took his life as a message. And then what they didn't know was that all the money was gone. They have taken it all. So they came after me. And I started receiving threats. Black cars started coming by my house. I mean, this is dark, but we'll get to the happiness, okay? One time I was going to my bus stop for school, and they had left a dead body there. And I hid everything from my mommy because I didn't want her to be scared. But then one time she received a phone call, and in that phone call was the threat that I had been receiving for months, telling me that if I didn't give money or convince my family to continue giving money, they were going to kill me. I was 14 years old when this happened. Then the threats continued until I was 16. And that's when my mommy decided, enough, this is loco. And then she got her monthly salary saved, and it was so much money. It was, in Colombia, we go to 100,000, but it's only like $30. Back then, she had 200,000 pesos. And it sounded so much money. And then we exchanged it to dollars, and it was $20. I came to the United States with a little suitcase and an amazing outfit that my mommy made for me, and $20. I have won a scholarship for this university college in Manassas, Virginia. It was a new town, and they were accepting people from everywhere so they can fill the school. I got a scholarship there, and it was so cold. Oh my God. It was like in the middle of nowhere, and I was the only Latina there. It was tough because I didn't speak English. But if you know me, I love to talk. You cannot stop me from talking, so I learned how to speak English really fast. So I can communicate. I remember this word that I'm going to share with you. I was talking to my friends who became my family because I still don't have family in the United States. All my good friends are my family. I was with them in Washington, D.C., and then I said the word preferred. I prefer it. I prefer it. And that was my made-up word. And then no one said anything. Then I moved to Buffalo, close to 14 years later, and I'm saying my preferred. And then it was my new friends here who asked me, what does that mean? Is that a word in español? ¿Qué es eso? And then I'm like, it's like my favorite. It's a synonym of my favorite. And they're like, no. And then I realized I was combining two words together. Then, now I am in the United States. I am going to college. And then I'm very smart, so I skipped 2 years in school. So I graduated from high school when I turned 15. And then by the age of 16 and a half, I already have a bachelor's in arts. Yay, go me, yay. And I mean, if you are an immigrant, is there any immigrants here? You come from our countries, and here we are like numero uno, right? We are so smart here. So I got scholarships, and then I was able to go to Georgetown University. And I was able to get financial aid because I am Latina, I had curly hair, I have freckles, I spoke Spanish. But then, even with the scholarship, the books were so expensive at Georgetown, my goodness. I don't know what kind of books they were looking for, but it was crazy expensive. So then I have to move to American University, and that's where I did my master's. And then I moved to Buffalo after I met this person that I really fell in love with. And now I'm going to tell you about Buffalo. I moved to Buffalo 18, 20, how many years? Kind of like that. I moved here, and then I was super, like when I moved to Washington, D.C., there were people from different colors, different shapes, different languages, so I didn't feel like the cultural shock. I was even excited when I got into that plane. Oh my gosh, I didn't tell you about the plane. All my college and high school friends with my mommy, my wonderful mommy, her name is Cecilia, and my father left us because I was born a woman. How crazy is that? I'm so awesome. He missed out on this. And then I was adopted by her husband, her new husband. I was in the airplane, and all my friends were like a party. They brought like a little drums things, and we were like, hey, 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 hey. And I was going to a different country. I was super excited. And then I got into the plane. I cried so horribly that the plane couldn't leave. I delay everyone. Because after all the that's when I realized I'm leaving my mommy, who I have never left ever. In my country, as in many Latino countries or even Africano countries, you live with your mommy forever. Like you get married and then they build a second house on the top and you move there. So this is very tough. That's when I realized, oh my gosh, I'm out, I'm leaving. When I went for that visa, I took my luggage. Like I knew, okay, I'm not dying here. I'm leaving, and I put all my positive energy to it. And then I met the consul, and este hombre, bien viejito, old, he was like, girl, these pictures don't work. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I already had the tickets. Like, I got to go. That's when I arrived to Bogotá, because I'm from Cali, la capital de la salsa, the capital of the... And that day, there were so many people crying because I was not the only one who was in danger. And I was the only one who got that visa that day. It was very sad, but also it was meant to be. I was meant to be here. Now I'm in Buffalo years later after Washington, D.C., which, by the way, I perform at Carnegie and the Kennedy Center. And in front of presidentes. I remember one show, one of the shows, it was President Bush. And my dance was being down like on my knees, like this. And then the opera singers were performing, and all I needed to do was this. That was so funny. It was a fun one. It was Les Noces de Figaro. It was funny. Okay, so then in Buffalo, I don't know anyone. No one looks like me. And I'm like, where are all the people of color here? Where are the Latinos, the Latinas, the black people, all the brown people? Where's everyone? So I got into, for first time in my life, depression. I have to go and get therapy and all of that. And then one day I was volunteering, and I met this Latino boy with an accent as thick as me back then. Still thick, but back then it was pretty thicker. I saw him, I'm like, oh, hola, ¿cómo estás? And he's like, girl, don't talk to me. And he walked away. And then I'm like, what happened? And then the bills were there, but I didn't know who the bills were then. The bills are there, and we're doing Thanksgiving, and we continue giving the food to the community and stuff. And then he finds me later. And he's like, Missy, I'm sorry, but don't talk to me in Spanish. I want to feel like I belong. I don't want them to think that I am different. And I'm like, but you're amazing. I mean, you are bilingual. You had the best of both worlds. And then that day I got home, and I'm like, okay, I need to do something. I need to reach these kids and tell them that they are important, that they are awesome, that it's okay to be different. We are all unique. And then that's when I started Amor and Heritage. Amor and Heritage is a traditional dance company that celebrates diversity and multiculturalism through dance and narration on countries, geography, legends, or anything that comes to my mind. I have an amazing team, and I collaborate with amazing organizations, companies, Buffalo schools, universities, like Roswell Park, like Hispanic Heritage Council, all Buffalo schools, every university, and some of my amazing team are here, and I love you. Thank you for this. Thank you for working with me. And we go everywhere. People ask me, where are you located? We are located in Buffalo, New York. We go to you. We go everywhere. And that's how it started. So it started for me, for him, and then at the end, it is to not only celebrate us as Latinos, Latinas, Hispanics, Hispanohablantes, it's also to celebrate diversity, multiculturalism, inclusion, and to teach others about our cultures. And then maybe sometimes they feel like they are so different to us because of our culture, of bandeja paisa, arroz con gandules. But at the end, they probably will find something that we have in common, or it will help them to be more tolerant to each other's differences. And that's what Amor and Heritage does. And tell your friends. And thank you to the Hispanic Heritage Council for doing an event like this to let our voices be heard. I am very proud to be with Kelly. I have known Kelly since I moved to Buffalo. And we have done so many things together. And I love you, girl. And Eileen, you have always been so sweet and wonderful and talented. And Dinora, now you're going to be a mommy, and you are just so amazing. And all of you, I just want you to feel in your heart that we matter, that we are amazing just the way we are. Even if we make some little changes like the hair color, it's still us. And we should be proud of who we are, of what we do, of how we feel. And then just share that love and kindness with everyone. Muchas gracias. Thank you.
Behind you. Oh, so sweet. Thank you, Marce.